Hey guys, thanks for taking time out of your weekend to come and listen to my speech. How many of us watched TV this last week? Nice. How many of us played internet games this last week? Crushed some candies on Facebook? How many of us social networked or played the video games this week? Right? Yeah, so all of us. Okay, so how many of us read a book this last week? Okay, so not as many hands, but yeah, so due to the advent of technology and electronics, scientists are starting to realize that people aren't spending as much time reading books as they are doing these other activities. And so I started thinking about, with all the competition that books have, why are people even reading that much anymore? We all know that there are good benefits of reading books. I googled what are the benefits that people have when they read books, and I got over 600 million hits. So I read a few of the articles, I took some of the more common points that showed up, and I kind of put them into three main categories about why people read books and why you guys should read books if you guys don't. The first category is that reading books has a very therapeutic effect. It's been proven that books reduce stress and anxiety in people. Now, I used to be a pretty big gamer, and I would constantly tell myself, oh hey, I can play a couple of hours, I can kill a few bad guys, and my life would be stress-free, right? Well, more often than not, it turned out to have the fairly opposite effect. I would play these video games, but the stress within them would add to the frustration that I had in my life already. So it ended up being fairly counterproductive. But this last year I started reading a lot more. I would take a book, go to a coffee shop, sit for 45 minutes, an hour, and just read. During those days I would find that I was a lot more relaxed, I could focus on my work a little bit easier, and I wouldn't get as distracted as quickly. So it definitely had a positive effect on my life. The second effect that books can provide is an emotional effect. When we read a story or a novel, we tend to become emotionally attached to one of the characters. And so whenever good things happen to that character, we are happy. And whenever bad things happen to him, we become sad. So it's good because we get this additional reason to become more happy, right? Unfortunately, we do get that additional sadness that comes along with the bad effects of the story. But fortunately, these sadnesses can actually benefit us. They may train us to be able to react to sadnesses in our real lives a lot easier, and to get over traumas that we may experience a lot more quickly than perhaps someone who doesn't read. The last effect of books that I want to talk about is the mental effect that they have. It's been proven that people who read have have a much larger vocabulary than those who don't read. The exposure of all these words that they get in these stories definitely has a positive impact on their lives. It's been shown that people who read books have better analytical thinking skills than people who don't. When authors incorporate these different styles of thinking about things or different ways to approach a problem, it makes it a lot easier for people who read these books and experience these issues to be able to solve real life problems, as opposed to people who don't read these books. It's also been proven that down the road, people who have read books a lot in their lifetime don't develop as many mental issues, such as Alzheimer's disease or dementia, due to the fact that reading books provides such an incredible amount of mental stimulation. Reading definitely keeps our brains active, and so they are a lot more exercised and young. So I'd like to challenge you guys who don't read that you should really pick it up. You don't have to delve right into a book that can be very intimidating. Instead, perhaps read a couple of pages a day, read a chapter a day, and then down the road you'll find yourself cranking out books a couple of times a month. And then you'll really start to feel the benefits of the relaxation that books can provide, the emotional help that they can provide, and the mental stimulation that they give us. So I'd like to thank you guys again for listening to my speech, and I hope that you guys have an awesome weekend.